Hi everyone, I'm Bee,
And I'm Bear.
and welcome to askbeeandbear. We're just two den mates in your local forest trying to answer your questions and give you advice.
So the first segment that we're going to do is going to help you learn a little bit about us. So what we're going to do is tell you one good thing and one bad thing that's happening for us right now. Do you want to start or should I?
Yeah, we could start. Oh, I'll start again. Well, we started with good last time, right? So maybe let's start with bad this time.
Yes.
Not talking about big things yet, but
No.
the bad thing is that someone parked in my spot again in the lot we have right by our apartment. And, we're paying rent, and it's a really busy lot, so, there's really nowhere else to park if someone takes my spot.
That's right.
And that has happened tonight, and it was a pain to find somewhere else to park.
People are so inconsiderate because it's not as if there's not a sign there that clearly states this spot is reserved for someone who's not you. Please don't park here.
Yeah, there are so many places on Main Street. Can you just pay for a meter for, however long you're there? Half an hour?
Yeah. Pay for a meter, get a permit, something. Literally anything but this spot that is coming out of our rent money, presumably. So,
yeah, I'd appreciate it. If you'd leave, if you're listening, please stop.
If you are one of our loyal fans, stay the heck away from these parking spots.
Yes, so that's my bad thing for the week.
Okay. My bad thing is the general topic of group projects.
Oh, yes.
I'm over it. Literally, shortening my lifespan. I am in several group projects in several courses that I'm taking, and I'm over it. I don't care anymore. And what's frustrating is that for a couple of my classes, so much of my grade is based on the work of other people who are largely very stupid. So it's like almost punishment to have to stake so much of my academic performance on people who either don't care or just think that they care, but they don't know where they're going or what they're doing. A lot of people in my group projects, I don't know if you have this problem in a lot of the things that you do, but I feel like I'm always working with a lot of people who need a lot of direction. People who are not self-motivated.
Yeah, for sure. I'm always the one starting the Google Docs or starting the PowerPoints or whatever.
Every time.
And saying, hey, you got to do your slides. This is due tomorrow.
Right?
Yeah.
What would happen if people like us just stopped? I'm too scared to find out because I want to get this degree. But I wonder, if people like us just decided, you know what, nope, I don't care. Would they step up or would they just continue to miss these deadlines?
Yeah, there must be groups that don't have a bee or bear with them.
Right.
What are they doing?
I don't know. Well, I mean, I've been in classes where it's very clear that people put things together at the last minute. I mean, I've watched this year, the last year, presumably, of a bachelor's degree program, people complete their projects as the professor is introducing them to go up and present.
That's so stressful. That's some real messy type 1 stuff.
That's exactly what it is. And this is caused by, I think, the advent of Google Docs and Google Drive, where it just magically updates, and so you can be working on it as you're running to class or on the bus or whatever, and people just, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Yeah, I mean, I was in a group project where somebody who was in our group just, did not answer in our group chat all weekend. Did not come to the library, didn't show up, didn't anything. And then on the day of that we presented, his part was incredible. It was great. He had all the information. Yeah. But
okay.
But why are you willing to stake your performance on luck, essentially?
Yeah. That's unfair to you guys as well.
Okay, well that's first and foremost, absolutely. But I don't understand, it could have not fit in with the rest of our information. It could have gone over time. We had a very strict time limit. Mm-hmm. It was exactly between 22 to 25 minutes.
Okay.
No more, no less.
We have those.
And for all you know, it could have gone way over, way below that. But nope, it was perfect. It was all the information we needed. This was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. But it's a bad thing because I'm sick of other people. I'm just sick of working together. I'm sick of working around other people's schedule. Mm-hmm. And I understand that especially in business school, professors probably do that to get you used to the real world where you're always going to be on teams and working with groups and
that's your job. That's so different.
Right, because I'm also collecting coins at the end of that. Here I'm doing this for free and suffering. Like, if I'm this is not I don't think it's similar. You're right, because
Yeah.
these are people you would think that like through a hiring process they would choose people who are somewhat competent or like somewhat care about what they're doing. Like, we have to take this class. Nobody is
Yeah.
requesting to do these horrible classes that we have to take to complete these degrees. Like, sorry, no tea, no shade, but like, my God. So I've just
Wow.
experienced a lot of frustration this week, but also I'm an idiot. So, like, I can complain all I want about group projects, but I have like an individual assignment that I've been sitting on all semester that is due this week
No.
that I could have completed earlier. So, like, don't think that I'm not problematic as well.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So, what is a good thing that's happening for you?
Oh man, a good thing.
Yeah, life is bleak, but give it a try.
Yeah. Well, this week we had a lot of events at my Woodland Forest Club,
Right.
and they all went pretty well. Like, I had some planning issues with pretty much all of them, but all of them went well. All of them we had a pretty decent turnout. I learned a lot. It looked like the people who came had fun, so that was really good.
Isn't that a good feeling when
Yeah.
you've like produced something and it's gone well?
Yeah, it was satisfying.
Yeah.
Also, to just check that off my list was
Yes.
so satisfying.
Yes, to be
At the
done with
end.
things. Oh,
Yeah.
so positive. That's good. You also took really beautiful pictures. Like, I'll be the first. I'm gonna brag for you on this
Thank
program.
you.
Like, if you are connected in any way to be on social media, like, check out these pictures because they do give a very like woodland aesthetic. Like, they're very
Okay. Yes.
autumnal.
Yeah, we wanted to capture. Well, we didn't. A lot of the buildings in our forest area are not the most picturesque. So instead,
You don't think so?
no,
That's
like
like
our
the-
library. Like,
Okay, this building in particular looks very much like a prison
yes.
from the inside and the outside. But I think that, like, wow, that's sad because that's definitely like one of the cornerstone like selling points of this university.
I
It's,
know.
like,
Yeah. it's
how
got these-
beautiful and like architectural it is.
I know. It's just, I don't know, annoying mostly. Like, we
Yes.
have this red brick road that just gets slippery and impossible to walk on when it rains.
Thank you.
And it just, I don't know, it takes so much upkeep, I feel like, for an image that is not really the best.
Actually, I'm gonna agree with you on that. It's very it's hazardous.
Yeah,
I don't understand how anybody thought that was a good idea.
yeah. And the paths themselves are never straight, and they never seem to, like, turn where I would naturally turn to go to a building. So then there are these, like, random crosswalks or random, like, curbs that I have to go around to get where I want. And that's when you start getting people crossing over grass and making those
Which
really
is-
gross dirt paths.
Yes, which is the ultimate sin on this campus. They love
Yes.
their grass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. It was not built, number one, for the volume of people that are currently here, and it wasn't built for the expansion, and it wasn't built for pretty much anything that's going on right now. So yeah, it is a kind of a struggle to get around.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
But I hear on South Campus, they're really, really trying to expand it, especially this new Star Campus.
Yes.
And eventually they want it to be like another Main Street type thing with a lot of businesses, mainly food, but also like entrepreneurial stuff.
Entrepreneur.
Just various businesses that hopefully students can get involved in.
I think I actually heard that too.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, you know what? Hopefully that will inspire them to fix the goddamn bus system.
Oh my god.
They just revamped it, and already it's horrible.
No, yeah. I always have issues with the bus.
Every time.
Yeah.
Luckily, we've never really lived in a place that requires a lot of use of the bus, but sometimes I need to get somewhere by bus, and it has just been
Yeah.
wholly unreliable.
No, I am on South Campus, Woodland area. So I was always taking the bus, especially as a freshman and a sophomore, and it was an awful experience coming to your classes late when you're a freshman.
Oh, that's nightmarish. Like being that person that
Yeah.
walks in.
Yeah, and I smelled like farm. I
Ugh.
smelled like woodland in like our nice classroom setting, and
The bus does occasionally smell like farm.
yeah, well, I was like on the farm.
Oh, right.
So-
Well, yeah.
I was just farmy.
Ugh. That's never really a good adjective to have associated with you, truthfully.
Yeah. But that was a bad thing from like a very long time ago.
Yes.
Yes.
We're talking about
We're
good
talking
things.
about good things.
Whoops. Sorry.
Yeah.
Life is just a struggle. But yeah. Okay, so I guess it's my turn for a good thing. My good thing is going to be the mere existence of Thanksgiving. It is such a bright spot in the distance. It's almost here. I can feel it. I can taste the mashed potatoes. I'm ready. I really like Thanksgiving. I don't like the history behind it because boo colonization, but I could get down with some turkey.
Yeah, I actually really like Mama B's sweet potato casserole.
That's
She puts
good.
marshmallows on top,
Ooh.
and it's so good. And it's
Yeah.
more of a dessert than like a meal, but I eat it like a meal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I saw a video of Thanksgiving leftover egg rolls.
Oh yeah, yes. I've
I
heard of those.
was I was all about it.
Really?
Yeah.
That was good?
I think that is
Okay.
a great idea. I think that anything in which you like mash together all of the Thanksgiving food items and then
Mhm.
devour them is something that I can get behind.
What about in like a taco with sriracha sauce?
Maybe not. I'm also not. Well, I'm not a sriracha sauce person.
Okay.
I'm like in the anti-sriracha sauce
You're
camp.
full anti, like not even just
I don't
just
like
like-
it. I
Wow,
don't
okay.
think it's a good food item. I think that it like a lot of people got behind it as sort of like a fad or a craze, but the people who actually do enjoy it, I don't understand. I don't think it's a good hot sauce.
Bear, please.
I know. It's horrible of me. I'm more into like a more Central American based hot sauce. Like I'm more into things that are made with like chipotle and like that kind of spices.
Okay.
Like Tabasco chipotle is probably my favorite hot sauce. That's like readily available. I don't think sriracha is good. To me, it doesn't taste like anything. It just tastes like heat. Like it's supposed to be
Oh.
based in like peppers and garlic
Yeah.
and tomato. It doesn't have like a taste to me. It just tastes like fire.
Oh wow. Okay. Maybe it's just above, like the spice overpowers any kind of flavors.
I think
that
that's
you
what
can
it
get.
does. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't. It's not something that I would want to purposely add to my food. I will do it in small quantities if I'm making like chili or something like that to add
Mhm.
that spice, but I cannot fathom using it as a flavoring in the way that you do.
Oh yeah. Everything is slathered in sriracha.
Ugh. No, that's my nightmare. So no sriracha at my Thanksgiving table. But my family does deep fry multiple turkeys.
Oh my god.
And my uncle is like
please.
proficient. I know is like proficient in the turkey arts, and we've now gone past just deep frying the turkeys. We've gone into like specialty flavored turkeys. So we'll have like a classic original, and then we'll do like a teriyaki, and we'll do like a honey chipotle,
okay.
a barbecue one. Like it's wild. It's a lot of food, and it's
Wow.
really really great. Yeah. My family is weird when it comes to cooking and food. Like, I don't know how many other people can necessarily relate to this, but I just feel like a lot of people in my family really like care about cooking and flavor and taste in a way that I feel like I
that's
don't
nice.
even really. But no, but not really. Like, I don't know. I watch a lot of Food Network and I just like think about other families and there's sort of like a traditional way to like cook like home cooked meals. You know what I mean? Like things that are just normal that I feel like I never had. Like we were never like a meatloaf family or like
yeah,
a
we never had meatloaf, but
yeah,
for
well,
different reasons.
yeah, for different reasons. But I don't know. Like probably the best example I could give to like illustrate what I'm talking about is salad.
Okay.
Like we never had just like a Caesar salad or like a house salad with balsamic. Like we never had a salad that didn't have like goat cheese and dried cranberries and walnuts and like watercress and like weird like can I just get a salad? Like I don't know. Maybe like I don't know. I also have probably like a very childish palate. Like I like to cook a lot. I don't cook things that are like sophisticated and have a lot of like layers of flavor. It's just kind of like this needs more cheese. Like
yeah, for sure.
That's about
That's
it.
a good ingredient.
I know. It
Fat
is.
and salt.
That's me.
Got it all.
Why are you reading me right now? But so we just never had like a normal dish. It was always like the Martha Stewart version of it, and I wanted like the Paula Deen version, and I never got it.
Wow. Well, now you're your own chef, so
I know.
you're serving up some more of what you want.
I hope so. Yeah. Well, when I cook, I definitely cook like for myself,
Yeah.
which is not always the best because it doesn't lead to a lot of like consideration of health, I guess. But I definitely do cook for myself. Like I like no, that's not true. I put a lot of spinach in my food. I
That's
try to cook
good.
with olive oil over like butter or anything like that. I almost never cook with butter. I really only cook with like low fat margarine and olive oil. That's really my only two, and like coconut oil, which is like the best for you apparently. But I yeah, I guess I'm like cooking more the way that I would want to eat, which is sort of came about because my dear mother, I love you dearly, but the woman can't cook and she knows it. And she doesn't enjoy it either. Like it's not as if she like always wanted to be a cook and tried and tried and tried and just never got it down. Like she doesn't enjoy cooking, which is fine.
Mm.
And that's real. I mean, especially like being from New York City, none of the places that she ever lived had places that were able to be cooked in. Like she lived in
Okay.
an apartment where she physically could not open the door to the oven all the way because there was like a service pipe going down the middle
Oh
of the
my
apartment.
god.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was a mess infrastructurally, but also just didn't enjoy it, didn't really care about it. And there's such an abundance of good food over there that why would you cook? So
Mhm.
I kind of taught myself to cook because I do enjoy it and just also to have like good things to eat. So it's something that I enjoy doing. I don't know if I can really see myself in the future though, like cooking a real Thanksgiving feast, like for like a family sized meal, you know?
Yeah, I do not like cooking,
Yeah,
so
that's true.
that has never ever crossed my radar
I know.
to make a meal.
I know. I do like doing dinner parties though. I do like cooking for groups. I've done it before where I've had like probably the biggest group of people. I've had like 10 people over and cooked for all of them.
That's a
Um,
big group.
it is a big group,
Yeah.
and I used to do that during high school too. We would, everyone would come over to my house on Tuesdays. I would cook everyone dinner, and we would watch the new episode of Glee.
Ah, high
And
school.
high school.
Wow.
Yep, it's exactly right. So they would all come over, and I'd make like a taco bar or like baked ziti
Oh, that's
or
cute. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
something like that, where we could all kind of like eat communally and watch Glee on my like little TV, and that was a lot of fun. And that kind
Yeah.
of got me started on cooking and cooking for other people. I think I take a lot more joy from cooking for other people than I do cooking for myself necessarily.
Nice.
Yeah, but you never let me make dinner for you because you'd rather eat sweet potato pie for dinner.
That was really good.
Yeah, oh,
It
I'm
was really
sure.
good.
Anyway, that's my good thing. So we're going to move on to the segment that this podcast is named after, Ask Bee and Bear. We have two ways for you to ask us questions,
You can email them to us at askbeeandbear@gmail.com.
or send them to us anonymously through Tumblr at askbeeandbear.tumblr.com. So I picked out the questions last episode, so now it is Bee's turn to do a
Yes.
selection of the questions we're going to answer. So go right ahead.
Okay. So I thought this question was pretty funny. What fictional character do you most want to murder?
To murder!
Yes.
Oh, that is not how I predicted that question to end. Goodness gracious. Fictional character I'd most want to murder. Oh, I want to think on this one.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought of one. You know who I hated?
Who?
I hated. This is like a very obscure reference, but somehow the one that came to my head was in the show Hannibal. The reporter. I don't remember her name. She has like curly red hair, and she is a reporter and just is one of those people that's like just meddling and in people's business and always has to be right and just like will not leave the main characters alone and just has this like very self-righteous sense of justice that's like infuriating, just so annoying. I don't know, that's I don't think she dies. I think that this
If
is a
only.
spoiler actually. The series is over, honestly. Watch the thing, and she's such a minor character. Okay, spoilers ahead. So basically they like fake her funeral, and you're like supposed to think that she dies. I just remember being like, yes, thank you God, like you got rid of her. I'm done with this woman. She's so frustratingly annoying. And then it's like 3 episodes later, it's like, surprise, bitch, you thought, here I am. Are you kidding? And so that was just annoying, and I think I wanted to kill her because she had come back to life.
Oh.
And so I felt slighted.
Thought you were done with her.
I thought it was done with her. I was personally offended that they brought her back.
Yeah. So that actually reminds me of like other reporters who are just as obnoxious in the same way of being very, very full of themselves in other shows. In Harry Potter, there's a reporter named Rita Skeeter, and she's just the devil and follows around Harry and the other main characters and literally makes up stories about them and publishes them in very, very well-known newspapers. And it causes mass confusion about like what's actually going on in the story to like the I guess like the civilians, the other civilians.
Oh, I remember exactly who you're talking about.
Yes, she had the quill that writes automatically.
Yes, and they had those little newspapers with the moving pictures and everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, so Rita Skeeter was an obnoxious reporter. In Criminal Minds, all the reporters who come and try to cover their cases, Criminal Minds is a crime TV show where the FBI agents try to catch serial killers. And they're always dealing with the media and trying to get them from putting out the story so the serial killer literally doesn't go on a rampage.
Right.
And the reporters always mess it up.
Every time.
And it's so obnoxious, and so I want to murder them, like, very often.
Yes.
Like, large groups of people.
Down with the media, honestly. That's the moral of the story. It's just down with the media, except for us. But, speaking of Harry Potter, the, that woman that comes in who's, like, one of the professors who wears all pink.
Umbridge?
Sure.
Yes, it's Umbridge.
Yes. That sounds right. That woman deserved a decking in the face.
Yes. It wasn't clear, in the movies at least, whether she died or not, but she was, like, taken away by centaurs in the last scene. And it was very satisfying.
That's raw. Yeah. That was somebody I just wanted to jump into the screen and be like, just put your hands up because we're fighting.
Yeah, she was the worst.
Yep. Who else? I hated every character that was ever on the TV show The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Oh, yeah. That was not a good show.
It's not. And people were like, you'll love it. It's so funny. I hated it. I did not enjoy it.
No.
It was unfunny to me. It was, like, forced, and I think that they tried too hard. I don't know. I didn't like they're like, oh, if you love anyone, you're going to love, I don't even know his name is because, like, it was that unmemorable to me, but it was whatever, like, the black gay character is who's just, like, very, like, stereotyped and tokenized. And I was like,
I felt that a lot.
Why? I'm supposed to find this funny. Why? Like, I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. I don't know. That was a show that I did not enjoy.
None of the characters seemed genuine to me.
No.
Like, the fact that she came out of this cult after living her whole life there and was just now living with a black gay roommate, like,
right,
was not real.
And, like, that was the joke.
Yeah.
Like, haha, isn't this funny? Like,
no.
You also live with a black gay roommate, and we don't laugh at you about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. But her in particular, the main character on that show, was just supposed to be, like, so overtly cheery and delightful and, oh, haha, isn't this funny that I don't know what the hell I'm doing? Like, I didn't like her. I didn't like the rich daughter that she, like, ends up babysitting. Didn't like any of them. Nope.
The mother, too, is obnoxious.
Awful. Just horrible.
She's supposed to be obnoxious, but they did her character well, I guess.
Right? Those are, I feel like, the characters that I probably want to murder the most. Is, like, characters that are supposed to be, like, intentionally really frustrating and annoying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I would like to kill the entire show South Park. Like, not just the characters. I just want to end the program. Like, okay. I don't appreciate that show.
Yeah, I've never actually watched much of South Park.
Good. You're not missing anything.
Yeah, but there's a character in Parks and Recreation, named Jeremy Jam, who is also designed to be intentionally annoying and is always at odds with the main character, Leslie Knope, and just purposely gets in her way and is petty about everything. And they also write him well, because I always want to kill him.
Jeremy Jam?
Yes.
Wait, I'm Googling this. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Why is he in, like, a floral silk?
Oh, he's grossly into Asian culture, and I say Asian because it's not specifically Chinese or Japanese or Korean. It's Asian culture in general. Yeah, so here's a quote from him.
Here.
I love Chinese crap, Lucy Liu, Nintendo, Gangnam Style, sushi, etc., etc. So
what?
There is all of East Asia right there.
Good God. This is, like, that's the whole character?
Yeah, that's like, a good good synthesis of the character right there.
Great. Well, I'm not missing anything by not watching that then.
No,
Great.
he's very obnoxious. But the rest of the show is fantastic.
I doubt it.
His awfulness highlights the show's amazingness.
I don't know. That's another show that people have recommended to me strongly and been like, you'll love it, it's so funny. And I don't like any shows that are done like in that style. Like I hated The Office, I hated 30 Rock. I don't think I'm gonna like Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, I didn't like The Office or 30 Rock. But yeah, feel like you don't like sitcoms in general, so this definitely falls under that genre.
That's actually true. Yeah, I don't really enjoy sitcoms, and I hate sitcoms with laugh tracks more than anything.
Okay, Parks and Rec doesn't have a laugh track, but
No,
you know,
but
it's got those awkward silences.
Oh, speaking of sitcoms with laugh tracks, I would like to murder the entire cast of The Big Bang Theory.
Oh.
That is a group of
okay.
insufferable people.
Yes. Yeah.
People who are just like so smug for no reason. And I feel like a lot of times just like overtly misogynistic in a lot of their ways.
Yeah.
Like they treat the one main female character as if she's like a dog.
Yeah, she is a dumb blonde. That is her character.
Right.
That is the entirety of her character.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. Yeah, I really don't like dumb blonde jokes more and more.
Yeah.
Like,
no. More and more they're just like they're low quality humor. Like there's nothing there. You're like,
There's
oh
nothing.
haha. Women are not funny or smart. Like that's the joke. That's what we're supposed to be laughing at. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good question.
It was a good question. Thank you for asking, Anonymous.
Thank you, Anonymous. Let's have another.
Okay. So another question. It's on everyone's minds still, over a week later, but Trump is going to be our president. How the fuck do I deal? Yeah.
I'm glad we got this question, but I'm like gonna try to pull myself together enough to answer it in a coherent way because I'm just. So the question was, how do I deal?
Yeah.
That's tough. I think a lot of it depends on who you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know a lot of people have already started protesting. Possibly not for the end goal to get him like impeached, but maybe almost as a coping mechanism
Right.
to deal with it.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of it. I think that people are mostly out there protesting. I think more than anything to show that. I mean, it was a close race. Like
It was.
the
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
They both got over 200 electoral votes.
right.
Yeah.
So I think it's more to show that half of the country does not support this and is not going to quietly and meekly just be like, "Oh well, we gave it a try."
Yeah.
Like that's not what the answer is in the face of like abject white supremacy. Like please don't just be like, "You know what? It's only 4 years. We'll just get over it." Are you kidding? No. Like
No.
I'm absolutely all about protesting in the streets.
Yeah. I think we had a protest on campus the other day,
Yeah.
but I didn't actually see it. Did you happen to pass by it?
I got invited to a couple of things. I'm sort of deep in the midst of all of my classes and all of my preparation to leave the country in 2 weeks for this thing that I have to do. And then also just like I'm working on caring for myself more and more.
Oh, that's good.
It's it's necessary. Like that is my answer to how do I deal. Like take care of yourself. Like it is trying times out here and it can be dangerous and like hate crimes have gone up like 200% or something.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Especially against Muslims.
Yes, especially against Muslim people. So like take care of yourself. But I think for me, how do I deal? Like I'm going to probably deal with it by not just dealing with it. Do you know what I mean? Like staying active in the political process.
Yeah, I agree.
Is really important. I think that is probably the best thing that we can do at this point. I think the United States has a terrible system for choosing its elected officials, but we need to kind of challenge that process all the way through the next 4 years and beyond. Like we need to be calling our legislators to let them know that we're not in support of whatever thing that they're trying to put up next.
Mm-hmm.
We need to take to the streets and protest. We need to sign petitions. We need to march and, tear stuff up if we have to. Like,
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
that's
for
what it
sure.
comes to.
This is the second time a Democratic candidate has won the popular vote but lost the election in like very, very recent time frame, especially considering the number of presidents that has been in between this Al Gore losing and now Hillary losing.
Right. Right. Exactly. And it's so frustrating.
Yeah. And it is easy to get swept up in your classes and then not make the effort to, I guess, go out and protest and actively be involved with politics. But I think, like, you'll regret that afterwards if you don't try to help the situation.
I would hope so. I would hope that people would regret it. I am having a hard time, especially lately, with like sort of like self-proclaimed well-meaning liberals.
Yeah, the safety pin movement.
Okay, can we talk about that for just a second? Like sidebar.
Yes. Yeah.
How do you give me your thoughts?
Okay, well, I actually didn't find out about this until very, very recently, and I'm not 100% sure what this is, but it's basically like. Can you just explain what it?
Yeah. So as I understand it, it came from sort of like the post Brexit horror that they had in the United Kingdom, where sort of a bunch of these like well-intentioned liberals came together and were like, if we put a safety pin on our jacket, then people will see that we're like a safe person to be around and like a safe person to turn to, and we're gonna
Okay. You're
we're
safe,
gonna
I stand
support you.
beside you.
What is it?
It says you're safe with me, I stand beside you. It's actually a meme.
Great. Yeah, so do you have any like first thoughts?
Well, at first I was like, oh, this sounds great. Like,
Right.
this is a safe space for me. I am all for that.
Mm-hmm.
But now it just feels scapegoaty, kind of. Maybe not scapegoaty, but cop out.
Yes.
Yeah. More.
Yes. That's exactly. I think I feel a very similar way. That is like a part of the bigger issue that I've been having with self-proclaimed well-intentioned liberals, that it's kind of like putting the safety pin on does not remove you from the like the fact that Trump was elected. Like,
Yeah.
if you are like a straight cisgender white person, like, you need to come to terms with the fact that people in your demographic voted for this person and put this person in office.
Mhm.
Maybe you didn't, and hopefully you didn't, but people in your demographic did. And I feel like a lot of times it is a cop out, because it's just like, well, I'm gonna put on the safety pin, and so now I'm an ally. Like,
Yeah.
what are you actually doing? Like, are you actually in the streets? Are you actually coming to marginalized communities and saying, what can I do or how can I help? Are you using your privilege to be able to wear a damn safety pin to actually help people? Or is it
Mhm.
just for show to be like, oh, look at me, aren't I great?
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like safe space is like a term that's thrown around a lot increasingly, and
Yeah.
people don't know what it means or like what the connotations or how much some people really, really need safe spaces to talk about their issues, and like, I don't know, calling yourself out with that safety pin that like you are a safe space is already kind of counterproductive to like the whole idea of a safe space, I think.
I agree with you. I think I understand where people are coming from. I also did have the original first thought of, oh wow, isn't this nice?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that maybe the model works in a place like the United Kingdom. I don't really know. I haven't done the research, but it's a cop out here. Like, if you are just gonna like take a picture of yourself with a safety pin, but then not be at the protest, but then not be like calling your legislators on behalf of poor people, people of color, LGBTQ people, then in what way are you with me? Like,
Yeah.
they call it the struggle for a reason. It's not just as easy as putting on a safety pin. Like, that doesn't take my problems away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree with all of this.
Yeah. I don't know. I also saw something that was like, the white power movement is co-opting the safety pin now, and they're putting the safety pins on to sort of like blend in with everybody else and like, you know, be white supremacists.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, if it's that easy to blend into a movement, then it's not a good movement.
Nope. No, exactly. So, yeah, I feel that way about this, the whole safety pin thing. And that kind of, the other thing, I guess, that I've been feeling a lot of lately is sort of, I hate being asked the question, and not this question that Anonymous wrote to us, don't get me wrong, but the question that has been asked, I feel like, of people in our communities that's like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Like, what do you mean we? Like, there is no we. Like, and I'm being asked this question by these, you know, again, self-proclaimed, well-intentioned liberals who are overwhelmingly like middle class white folks, of which I'm friends with many and love and care for a lot. But like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of like, you know, as like an LGBTQ person of color being asked, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Like, what are you going to do? Like, if you look at the statistics, like I pulled up the exit polls from the election, and people who identify with demographics that I hold overwhelmingly went to the polls and did what the fuck we had to do and got behind the candidate that was going to help protect at least a few of our rights. Overwhelmingly. Like, if you look at it, young people, of which we are too,
Yes.
overwhelmingly voted for Hillary Clinton, above
Yeah.
half. People in our age group specifically, 55% voted for Hillary Clinton, which is not enough, but it is a higher number. You know what I mean? People who are black, Latino, Asian, or any other race besides white
Oh, yeah.
overwhelmingly
Yes,
voted for
way
Hillary
over
Clinton.
50%.
Way over 50%. Yeah, just non-white people in general, 74% of which voted for Hillary Clinton. And it's just like it's frustrating to be asked like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Like, we did it already. We tried. Like, what are you going to do? People who identify in these groups who overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump, such as like the the 53% of white women who voted for Donald Trump. Are you serious? Are you kidding? Like, and I'm not saying like, of course, not all white women. All right, we get it. But like, are you talking to people who also look like you about why that's messed up? Like, are you going and critically examining the people in your community who are voting against people's human rights? Like, are you? I don't think the answer is yes. Whereas I feel like people like you and I be like are very engaged in critically talking to people in our community
Yeah.
and going to a lot of like community gatherings and having hosting community gatherings in our house every other week and talking critically about political issues. Like, are you doing that? And if the answer is no, like, then go do it. Like, start doing it. Start talking to those people because they're never going to listen to people who look like the two of us. Like, yes, you can see us as like, you know, cartoon animals, but in real life, we are like young people of color who people are not listening to. If you are not those things, please talk to people in your community about why we matter.
Yes.
Ugh, I don't know.
Agree.
I'm tired. I need I need a tequila shot. But you know what I mean? This has been just such a frustrating week in the aftermath of the election. And in some ways I'm not surprised that the United States of America did this. I think that like this is maybe a topic for a different episode, but the people in this country are destined to see this country fail. It's coming. Like the fall
Yeah.
of the Roman Empire is imminent.
Yeah, I feel that too. We've definitely been plateauing for a while.
Yep. And yeah, exactly.
And possibly going down.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's just it's a mess. Maybe this presidency will show people that. I doubt it. But
No, because if Trump reins himself in, like, 2%, all of the Republicans will be like, oh, look, he's changed. Look, he's not screaming at people randomly, so he must be doing a good job.
which has already happened.
Yeah. I just feel like Trump just needs to give 1% of an effort not to be so much of himself, and he'll be accepted.
Right. I mean, already people have given him like so many concessions of like, look,
Yeah.
he held a rainbow flag. He cares about you people. Are you joking?
Yeah.
Th- please let somebody tell me that to my face. Like, I can't. I, it's, it's insulting.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah. But what was the original question? I don't even remember.
How
We're
do you
so far
deal
off.
with Trump?
How do we deal? We fight back, you know? Like, the process is not over after the election. Like, even if this presidency does last 4 years, which people are saying is unlikely, um, we need to stay engaged to the point of constantly checking the power of these elected officials, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And now we're on college campus. We are in numbers at least. We know like communities we can reach out to.
I don't even think we're in numbers, truthfully.
Well,
I would like to think that we are. I don't. I don't think that we are. I think that there's a small number of people statistically who did vote for Donald Trump on this campus, but there is a huge majority of people who did not vote at all.
yeah,
And those are the people who could not give less of a fuck.
yeah, for sure. But at least on campus, there are, I don't know, more like lasting repercussions that would not affect you if you were in a job and protesting. Maybe like taking time off of school, off of classes to go to these protests is not going to be as harmful as taking off of work and doing that, or
Okay.
speaking up at work about a controversial issue might be different than speaking up in a class about a controversial issue.
That's
Just
true.
things like that.
It's true, but it's also still just damaging and
Yeah, of course.
time consuming and energy consuming and whatever. So if you're in a place of privilege, use that energy and time to help people who are not. And if you are not in a place of privilege, take care of yourself, align yourself with other people who get it and who are going to affirm you and remind you that you matter and are worthwhile and an incredible person. So that's how we're going to deal with it.
Okay.
All right, let's have another question.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on. What do you look for in a romantic partner and a sexual partner? How are those qualities different from each other?
Ooh, this is a fun one. I'm trying to think of like the long checklist that I have in my head because I think that I can be very picky. Which
It's good to be picky.
No, I think that I can be picky to the point of pettiness sometimes, and it's something that I'm trying to work on, and not in like a shallow way, but just in a way of like, is that really that important to you?
Yeah.
Like, do you need this?
There's a balance, but that's also part of taking care of yourself.
That's true. That's true. That's how I actually justify it to myself. I'm like, I'm really not the person to waste time on relationships. Like, I have had very few romantic relationships because I don't just give my time to everybody.
Yeah.
I don't. Not even with friendships. Like, I have a kind of small-ish group of core friends that I trust because I'm not the one to just, like, give myself to everybody. I'm not the one.
For sure. Alone time is very important.
Yes.
And yes, well, in the case of this question,
yes,
filling your space with the right people is very important.
Exactly. So, things that I look for in a romantic partner. I look for somebody who is compassionate. I look for somebody who is I look for somebody who cares about a lot of the same things that I do. Like, I'm at a point in my life where I could never be in a romantic relationship with somebody who I guess is not like a similar level of like woke, as the kids are calling it.
Yeah.
Like somebody who just doesn't get it in terms of like social issues. I can't waste my time on. I can't do it.
No, because you can barely stand those people in classes and as friends.
Right. So why would I choose you as a romantic partner? So I definitely look for somebody who, I think that also kind of ties into being with someone who has like similar, how am I trying to word this?
Similar hobbies?
No. Like somebody who, I think that also ties into me going for somebody who has like not necessarily similar oppressions, but like who has gone through similar things, who can kind of relate
Okay.
to a lot of the things that I go through. Like, I don't think I could date somebody who has like a ton more like social privilege than I do, so that I have to kind of like try and match that. I just think that
Mm-hmm.
having to constantly explain a lot of parts of my life would wear me down a lot. It would not make a romantic relationship work.
Yeah. Yeah. And also trying to tiptoe around those issues.
Right. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. Not at this point in my life. I'm like committed. Especially this is going to be like a large part of my New Year's resolution is to just like really commit to being wholly myself and not compromising parts of myself, especially not for a romantic partner. Like, I just don't have the time for it. I'm too grown, too woke, and too beautiful to do that.
True. True.
Um,
Yeah. Now's the time, as you were talking about, to take care of yourself, love yourself,
yes,
and share that with someone else, hopefully.
hopefully. But what do you? I mean, what do you look for in a romantic partner?
I think you're bringing up really good topics. Respecting what the same things you respect is really important. Being compassionate. I think also someone you can relax around is very important to me because I am like a little bit awkward in first meeting someone. So if I feel comfortable talking to, being with you, like comfortable even during our silences in conversation, I think is important. Not feeling weird when suddenly the conversation ends. Like that's okay. Conversations can't go on forever, so eventually there'll be silences. And if I'm comfortable being quiet around you, it's like usually a good thing.
That's important.
Yeah. What else? Also, being able to make you laugh
Right.
is good.
Sense of humor is very
Eliciting
important.
positive emotions.
Exactly. I think that somebody who I think I'm also at a point in my life where I kind of need to be with someone who sort of has it together. Like, I don't think I could enter a relationship with someone who is like sort of in the process, like in the very beginning stages of a process of like finding themselves or like figuring things out in their life.
Okay.
Like, I think that I need to be with somebody who's either like already on that path or has sort of like settled into who they are as a person. Like, I'm also at a point where I could not be in a romantic relationship with somebody who is closeted. This is only
Okay.
applicable to me. But I need somebody to kind of be okay with themselves so that they can be okay with like us as a couple,
Yeah.
which is maybe unfair, and I'll probably reevaluate that statement and like think about why it's problematic. But I just kind of need somebody who has at least like has goals in mind or is working towards something. Like, I can't be in a romantic relationship with someone who is like taking a long break in their lives to kind of just like sit around until they figure it out. Like, I need for somebody
Well,
to either be like working or in school or like trying to do something to better themselves or just like actively engaged with something, you know.
hmm yeah. I think success in general is pretty like good looking in someone,
Yes.
in a partner. Not necessarily monetary success or anything like that, but
No.
just, having a job, liking it, and just, doing what they like.
It's an attractive quality in a person and something that I hope to have in my life sometime soon.
Yes.
To not always be fucking complaining about everything. The other half of the question was about sexual partners. Oh man. See, this is where this thing of me respecting myself kind of stops sometimes. I'm not one of those people that like needs to feel a deep connection with somebody in order to have sex with them. I'm just not. Like, I'm all about like whenever you read those like articles about like millennials are ruining dating because all they want to do is hook up. Like, that's me, girl. That's me. I am single-handedly ruining dating. I think I can separate the two really well.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that what I look for in a sexual partner though is somebody who I still need them to like on some level be not like woke, but just like aware of the ways in which like certain aspects of like my body or someone else's body might make me uncomfortable, or just like ways to like take things slow or easy and then like speed up when they need to be sped up. Like, okay, I can do this concisely by saying somebody who doesn't think that all sex is like porn.
Okay.
If you're one of those childish people who watches porn and just thinks, ah, yes, this is what everyone likes in sex, like, can't do it, can't make the time for it, because it's just bad. That's bad. It's not a good model to follow. Like, FYI, in case you did not know, like, that's not what sex is like for most people.
No. The actors and actresses in porn have to like get ready themselves before they
Right.
actually start performing the part. So I don't
And the key word there is performance. It
Yeah.
is a performance. And I think people don't necessarily realize that. So that's an important thing for me. And somebody who's not going to like tokenize me for my identities or experiences, like there's a lot of like sexual racism and like
gross fetishes.
and like gross fetishes that can be enacted upon people, and like that to me is very gross and something that I don't do.
Yeah.
Even though at one time I like was willing to put up with that in order to get laid, like full disclosure. And that was just like a dark period because I was like, well, this isn't so bad. I guess at least they find me attractive. But I'm again not in a place to settle. So it's I've upped my standards and I plan on keeping them pretty high, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hold you to that.
Please do. Like, if you see me, like, just sneaking in random people that are, like, scummy or otherwise not good for
No.
me.
Bear, you are very, very respectful of my space and our other woodland friends' space.
I try to be.
Yeah.
I try to be. I think that there's just so much that could go wrong that, like, I'm not going to just bring random people into our den.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I do try to be respectful. And I try to have a partner who will also be respectful of, like, boundaries and that kind of thing. If we're talking, like, pure physical attraction, should we get shallow? Should we get shallow on this?
Well, I don't know. I think everyone has that pure shallowness part of them where you look at someone's like, oh my God.
Yep.
Oh my God, you exist.
Right?
Yeah.
That's such a good feeling.
Yeah, but most people do not like follow that super closely.
No,
Usually some kind of interaction has to like happen first, and then yes, you can be like, wow, you're really good looking, but if you're just watching someone on the street, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that if we want to talk like pure shallowness, it's definitely not the end all be all. Like I think that there is a very slim minority of people who like really consider their like physical hang-ups to be like the top priority when selecting a partner. Like I just don't believe that that's a majority of people, and it's certainly not us. But you know, if you know any like thick bearded Afro Latino men, then like send them my way. But that's beside the point. That's not necessarily what I look for, but if one comes my way, I'm not gonna turn my head.
Of course. Yeah, I guess I don't have like a type that I would even say like thick or thin or any kind of racial thing, but I definitely need some kind of social connection with someone before I even find them attractive most of the time.
That's good.
Yeah, which is good and bad, I guess. But yeah, I'm not going to be the one hooking up with even someone I know for a while.
That's good. I don't know how I got to this point because I don't know. College, man, changes people. I don't know. I think I separate love and sex in my head a lot of the time, and I don't think that they have to come from the same person.
No, I think that's healthy.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If it's acted out in a way that's like physically and emotionally healthy, which at one time it wasn't.
Yeah.
But,
of course, that can go wrong.
Right, but now I feel like I'm doing it in a productive way. Let's hope.
Yeah.
Okay, those are really good questions.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
Anonymous 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, thank you, Anonymouses. Be sure to send in more questions to either our email or our Tumblr, which is just askbeeandbear@gmail.com or at tumblr.com. So before we end the show, do you have any special thanks you want to give?
Special thanks, like my bed.
Right, yes.
For letting me collapse every day.
Absolutely. That's a good one. special thanks to Oprah Winfrey.
Why?
I don't know, just for being there.
Just for being there? Did
Yep.
you watch her show?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay, it's
It's
just
she's the first person that came to my head, and I thought
Okay.
that I would thank her.
okay. Thank you, Oprah
So
Winfrey.
thank you to Bees Bed and Oprah Winfrey. Be sure to tune in next week. But for now, from us to you, we bid you adieu. Bye, Forest Friends.
Bye, Forest Friends.